Here with trainer Rudy Hernandez, the trainer of Carlos Cuadras. Now, my question to you is, well, actually, I asked Carlos this. I said, you feel you won the fight. Does Roman Gonzalez deserve to be pound for pound the best fighter in the world?
I think that Gonzalez has earned the right to be the number one pound for pound fighter in the world. You don't have that many fighters that go up in so many, 4 different divisions and win world titles.
Right.
So I think that he's dared himself, he's challenged himself to do what Ricardo Lopez didn't do. So I think that there's certain credibility to why he should be number one.
How much do we know about David Carmona? Because honestly, it's a fighter I actually never heard of.
Yeah, well, Carmona fought Inoue in his last fight, and Inoue is a beast. He is a really, really good fighter. I think he's one of the great fighters, and unfortunately, he's in Japan.
Decision,
yeah. So he won a decision with him, and so he's no pushover. So Carlos has to bring his A game, or he might regret it.
And how focused is Carlos? Because he continues to talk about the rematch with Roman Gonzalez. It's something that he dearly wants.
Well, he talks about it because everybody seems to ask him about it, and that's what he's going to answer the questions. But in the gym, we talk about, no, Carmona does this and he does that. And I go, yeah, I know what Carmona does, and so this is what we're going to do. And so we're in training. It's always about what Carmona does and what we're going to do. And so we're focused on Carmona now. We can't. I mean, it'd be a big mistake to look ahead.
Seldom do we get an honest opinion from a trainer. You saw it as a draw against Gonzalez versus Cuadras.
I thought it was a draw. I thought it was close enough to it could have been 115, 113 either way. And but at the end of the day, it's like one judge had to way off. But hey, I lost. You can still lose by a point and still lose. It's still a loss, so it doesn't matter.
You say he's got to knock him out in the rematch.
I think it's something he has to do. He should do it. I think that like I told him, I said, if you beat him a decision, he beats your decision, you're on even terms. But if you knock him out, then that puts you ahead of the game, and you're capable. You just have to believe that you can. And so, if I can get him to believe that he can, and he goes in there trying, then what more can I ask for?
Do you honestly believe you can get that rematch? Do you think Gonzalez wants to give him that rematch?
Gonzalez has his career. He's got there's certain decisions that he makes on because some make financial sense, and at the end of the day, it's he's the one that's been given that opportunity to have that choice, and so whether we get it or not, that's up to them.
Is there anything different that Cuadras could have done in the first fight?
Well, it's easy to say, huh?
It's easy.
Now that the fight's over, we could have done everything, right? If it were up to me, he would have started in the 4th round instead of starting in the 8th and 9th round to get into the fight. But I think that, like I said, you heard him here at the press conference when he said that round 13 starts, and so if it's true, then we're going to get a guy who's going to come in there with that intentions of winning this fight, either win by knockout or get knocked out, and that's what it's going to come down to if we are to fight him again.
You guys are the undercard to Golovkin versus Jacobs. Can you break that fight down for us?
Break Jacobs?
Break down Golovkin versus Jacobs.
Break Jacobs?
You basically.
Yeah.
So you think that's what's going to happen?
Is there any other?
Well, because a lot of people feel that Jacobs is Golovkin's toughest test.
Yeah. Okay. And look. As far as I'm concerned, Golovkin he's a beast, man. I think he's one of the great fighters ever. People don't give him enough credit. Everybody's going to be about negative. Golovkin will retire 4 or 5, 10 years from now, and he'll never be considered one of the best ever. because for whatever reason. But you name one other fighter who's been ducked more than him ever in history of boxing.
And the way he's dominated by scoring knockout.
I'm talking about, you just name somebody who, I mean, everybody talks about how great they are, how they do this and this and this. Yeah, but who's claiming to want to fight him? How many guys are out there, showing up to the arena and, bring the contract, show me the contract, I'll fight him. You don't have that anymore because his last fight against Brooks is moving to his left, meaning Golovkin's right. He caught him
on the little bone,
and he broke it.
I know.
And that's him going. What do you think could have happened had he came to it?
That would have been nasty. Your fighter, let's talk about Chavez versus Canelo. Your fighter says Chavez is going to knock him out.
My fighter believes that Chavez will knock Canelo out?
I got it on video.
Okay, well then I'll go opposite. Okay, I'll go opposite. He has Chavez, I have Canelo. Now we were flipping it over. I tell you how Chavez would win and not Canelo. But I think that speed will be. It'll be the difference in the fight.
I was talking to Abel the other day, Abel Sanchez, and he was telling me that he thinks it's going to be a very difficult fight for Canelo, that he might get tired having to hit Chavez over and over again for 12 long rounds. It's going to be like hitting a wall, that he might get exhausted later in the fight.
Oh yeah, that's right.
So
maybe that's what I'm thinking. Carlos maybe has that theory that Canelo could slow down.
Remember that he's going to weigh 164 and a half pounds the day of the fight, right? So that means he didn't have to cut down weight at all.
Right, that's true.
Like he's going to be perfect. If anything, he's going to be dropping down. Maybe he's going to have to lose 7 pounds maybe for this fight. Okay, let's say he loses 10 pounds for the fight. That's how he's going to lose his 10 pounds for this fight. So, really? How does that affect Canelo? Him coming down to Canelo weight, 155, it's a big difference. That's 9 pounds.
Yeah.
But him staying at 164, how's that? No, it's easy for him. It's an easy fight.
One of my last questions, you say Gennady Golovkin is one of the greatest fighters. Will Canelo fight him this year? Because Canelo says this is his schedule. He's fighting Chavez in May. We're assuming that he's the victor that night. He will fight Triple G in September, and then Miguel Cotto in December.
He better hope that he can wake up after the Golovkin fight. Why the hell is he thinking about Cotto when he hasn't? Yeah, and he's dared to be great.
You think he'll fight him in September?
The coin is still up in the air, right? Because at the end of that, would you bet your house on it?
No.
See, yeah, they've been saying about what they're going to do, and we're going to do this, and now, the promoter said that, it's a fight that the people have been wanting. The Mexicans want this fight so bad. I go, I don't remember Mexicans talking about this fight. Everybody's surprised that it was even announced, and but it's promoted well. We're going to get the hell out of here, man. That's bull. Yeah. At the end of the freaking day, man. My boy Golovkin, man, is not getting his credit due. He should be the guy. And I dare HBO to say, you know what? Then the hell with you.
All right. You just mentioned something to me, which I think a lot of fight fans are going to go crazy. Gennady Golovkin versus Marvin Hagler.
Oh, I think Golovkin would beat up on Marvin Hagler. I think he would just literally bust him up and
no contest?
No, it's competitive the first 5-6 rounds, and then after that, Golovkin just starts breaking him down bad, and I think he just takes a beating.
Wow. Can't wait for that one. Thank you.